Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bobby Valentine to Hanashi Show. This is Bobby V with Frankie Rampin. Oh boy, Frankie. And we've got another version of our MLB Take a Look. Let's see what's happening with the Japanese players and what's happening around MLB. A quick look to say that once again, other than injuries, many of the Japanese players were in the headlines this past week. And notably, number 17, the guy that everyone is looking at took the mound for the first time in a long time. Frankie, how'd we see that?
Yes, biggest news of the baseball week, maybe even the month. Shohei Ohtani returned to the pitching mound for the first time in 663 days. We got to see Ohtani back on the mound for the first time in Dodger blue. Only pitched the first inning because he's still got to ramp himself up, get ready to do those full starts like we're accustomed to seeing. But Ohtani back in action against the division rival San Diego Padres last night. What a great sight that was to see Shohei back on the bump.
Yeah, it was exciting for the fans, but it's also exciting for Shohei. Can you imagine all the work that he's put in, the rehab to make sure that his strength is proper, that his elbow is healed, that his mechanics are good? What you see in his mechanics, Frankie?
Yeah, he looked identical to what he looked like back in 2023 when he threw for the Angels. We actually had an overlay we were looking at earlier. He looked exactly the same mechanically, almost exactly the same stride. And this time he's working from the windup. That's a new thing that he's working in now. He used to only exclusively throw from the stretch. Now working in a little bit of rhythm with that windup, but still the mechanics are to a T exactly the same as they were 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I think that's why the Dodgers put him out in a regular season game and had him pitch only one inning. It's for that acclimation that he hasn't pitched in a big league game out of the windup. So go out there and throw out of the windup. And then when a runner gets on and you have to throw out a stretch, throw out of the stretch and control that emotion that you have to deal with. He threw a ball 100 miles an hour. He had a good breaking ball. He checked all the boxes that needed to be checked. And so after throwing 50-plus pitches in a simulated setting, the Dodgers are now going to work him up in the major league game setting. Yesterday, pitching one inning. His next time out, he'll probably throw as many as 45 pitches. The next time out, he'll throw as many as 60 pitches. And by that time, they'll hope to get him into the fifth or sixth inning and have it be the all-star break where he could rest a little and come out on the other side of the break in full pitching mode.
And you got to understand that this is not normal. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani, nothing that he does is normal. But usually, like, you have 5, maybe 6 starts to go down in the minor leagues, work against the minor league hitters. Shohei Ohtani is the best hitter in the lineup, maybe the best hitter in the entire league. You can't send him down to the minor leagues. He's doing his rehab assignment in real time against major league hitters. That just doesn't happen in this day and age.
Well, credit to Dave Roberts and his coaching staff to put a plan together along with Ohtani to get this thing back on track. It's really fun to see. It's like you said, Frankie, it's different, but number 17 in the Dodger uniform is definitely different. So it's fun to watch. He's got all of his stuff. A few days from now, he'll be back out there throwing a 40-pitch, maybe 3-inning session. And my only thing is when they play at home, I think that they should flip-flop Freddie Freeman and Ohtani in the lineup so that he's not pitching the top half of the inning and then running into the dugout to put all of his equipment on so he has to run up there and hit. Let him bat third for a game so that he has the time when he gets into the dugout to prepare properly. I know he's a machine, and I know everyone thinks that he does it better and he does it different than anyone else, but I think that would be a thought that the Dodgers could have during those home sessions. You know, on the road, he could lead off, be the hitter, and then go out to pitch. Even if he's on the bases, I don't think that will keep him from, grabbing his glove and going out and being ready to pitch the inning. So let's look forward to that. And let's look forward to seeing other performances, I mean, they're great performances. The ERA leader in the National League was rolling again for the New York Mets, but regretfully, his role was on the ground that took him out of the lineup. How did that all transpire?
Yes, the ace of the New York Mets staff so far this year, Kodai Senga, took a big hit this weekend. In another great start, lowered his ERA down to 1.47, which as of today is the lowest ERA in all of baseball. But on a high flip from first baseman Pete Alonso, Kodai Senga had to leap off his feet, came down, I guess, a little bit awkwardly, tweaked that hamstring, grade 1 hamstring strain. Kodai Senga is going to be down for at least 2 weeks.
And remember, as everyone's looking at that, this is a very good play by a good athlete who took the right line. The throw was high. He had a leap to make the catch, and then coming down, extending his leg to tag that bag, I think caused the hamstring tweak. It's not a pull, but when you hurt your hamstring as a pitcher, you can't throw until that hamstring is firing properly. So he's kind of on the shelf, not throwing. Maybe a good thing for him. Maybe that he comes back here in about 10 days or 2 weeks and he gets a rest for his arm to forge into that All-Star break. He could pitch during the All-Star game and still have a lot of bullets left for the Mets, because this looks like it's going to be a long season for the Mets. Looks like they're going to get into the playoffs. Looks like Senga's going to be counted on. So to save a few bullets here in June, I think might be a blessing in disguise.
And Senga last year, obviously dealing with the arm injury he suffered during spring training. In his first start of the year, had a calf injury. So last year, not a healthy season for Kodai Senga. But even so, they relied upon him heavily in the postseason, making 3 starts. Three of his 4 starts on the season came in the playoffs last year.
Which, again, is pretty incredible. That's not done very often, and it was done because they felt he understood his body and he understood the competition. I think Japanese pitchers are pretty prepared for anything that might happen, and coming back from an injury is one of those things that is difficult, but the Japanese pitchers seem to be prepared to do it because of the routine.
Yeah, and you mentioned how the Japanese players, and Shohei Ohtani especially, they usually they can do anything, really. And you mentioned how you don't love him batting first. It was the first time that a starting pitcher led off a game, batted first in the lineup since Alvin Dark in 1953. So it just doesn't happen.
I played for Alvin Dark for a couple months. Imagine that. And he was one of those different kind of guys. He liked to create stuff. He liked to be first in breed to do things. So I understand that Alvin did that, and tip your hat to him. And how about if we go over to the forgotten one in San Diego? Matsui won a couple games this week for San Diego.
Yes, Yuki Matsui has been great in the bullpen for the San Diego Padres. And with the star-studded lineup that the Padres have, you would expect their offense to be the ones that have been carrying them, but it's been the exact opposite. The pitching staff and the bullpen, for this San Diego Padres team has been great. Look at him there, splitter to strike out Freddie Freeman. He dominated the Dodgers this weekend and picked up 2 wins.
2 wins in a week is pretty good for your team, and I wouldn't be surprised if Matsui doesn't get some mention for an all-star team, because it seems they're going to take some relievers this year, unlike some of the years in the past. And Sagano over in Baltimore continues to churn, continues to impress, gives up a couple more runs than he has in prior starts, but he's still in the complete orange, dominated the LA Angels with, I think, 6 innings of outstanding baseball.
Yeah, Sugano continues to throw strikes and just pinpoint accuracy with any ball he throws, no matter the pitch. His walk numbers are exceptional. He does not walk many batters at all. He has not walked more than 2 batters in any start in his major league career so far. So the command is always there, and Sugano just knows where to throw the ball and when to change speed to keep that hitter off balance.
And remember, he's just not a product of Japanese Major League Baseball. He's a product of the Yomiuri Giants, where he pitched his entire career, and they are the team of excellence. They are the team of Nagashima, who's passed this past week. Regretfully, a great man, a great baseball guy, a man with a great sense of humor, and many people considered the face of Japanese baseball for decades. Nagashima-san is gone now, but players like Sugano are pitching in his memory, that's for sure.
Another pitcher who reminds me a lot of that is Shota Imanaga, still working back from his hamstring injury, a little bit worse of a hamstring injury that we see from Shota Imanaga than Kodai Senga, so hopefully he's still working his way back. But one of his teammates still raking for the Chicago Cubs. Seiya Suzuki up to 58 RBIs now on the season, tied for third with his teammate, Pete Crow-Armstrong. But Seiya Suzuki and this Cubs lineup just continues to do it. Here he is hitting an absolute bomb, a moonshot, if you'd like to call it, high into the sky in Chicago, giving the Cubs a 3-0 lead. And 17 home runs in the top 10 in the league. He's just an RBI rating machine. He's been great this year for the Cubs.
Yeah, when he's healthy, he's as good a hitter as there is in baseball. Got overlooked a little because of his lack of health since he's been here from Japan. But he's the real deal, and he's proven it to the Cubs fan and to all the Major League fans. You said a moonshot. There's a term you hear out there that's not necessarily a baseball term, but it's a term that talks about something that happens very seldom. And they'll say, wow, that's only happens once in a blue moon. And that's an American expression for something that happens very seldomly. And what does that mean, once in a blue moon, Frankie?
So the blue moon is actually when the full moon comes for the second time in 1 month. So that's very rare. The moon cycle takes 30 days, right? You got to get perfectly on the beginning of the month for that first full moon to give yourself a chance for the second one. And the second one, they call it the blue moon.
That's exactly right. Same calendar month, full moon twice. And I don't know if we're going to see any full moons coming up here. Any other bases we need to touch before we sign out on this one, Frankie?
Well, one more term. Let's talk about a awesome play, or not a play, awesome situation that could come to fruition in baseball, a cycle. One of the rare things that happen, don't see it every day, but a cycle. When one player hits a single, a double, a triple, and a home run all in the same game, all 4 legs of the cycle in 9 innings. Or I guess it could be extra innings, but in one baseball game.
A cycle going from the beginning back to the beginning, a complete cycle in baseball, a single, a double, a triple, and a home run. Ohtani has one. Maybe he'll have more. Let's stay tuned.
There's only been one so far in 2025 in MLB, and it actually came in March, the first time ever that there was a cycle hit in the month of March.
Usually because spring training is designated for March, but they start the season early now so that these long playoffs that MLB have don't go into the snowy months of December. We already are into November to complete it. But we completed the show. We had some fun. I hope everyone enjoyed, and look forward to next week when Frankie Rampin and I, presented by Steel Sports, present to you Bobbie Valentine to Hanashima Show. We'll see you soon.